It's the most critical road trip of the season, continuing in Brooklyn, New York at the Barclays Center. When you're in New York, you got to follow the fashion trends. How about Lonnie Walker IV? I don't know about that outfit.
What's the shirt say?
I'm not sure, but it was nice. DeMar DeRozan rocking a lot of flannel.
Flanny Friday.
Did he get that from your closet or something?
Did.
Oh, look at Rudy Gay. He's so nice.
He could be the
nicest
mayor.
guy in the world.
He knows everybody.
He really does. They got a little,
No comment on this outfit.
the Technicolor dream coat there on Patty Mills. And then the legends. Tim Duncan is in the house. He's going to be an assistant coach tonight. And then how about Dr. J? Who gets out of a car in your player walk-in? I mean, who does that kind of thing? Well, we know the players and the legends are ready. Yeah. The talent's ready and arriving in a car is my man's analytics. Look at that outfit. You pick your kids up in that outfit every day.
Staple.
Michaela, you got to love her. She's a rock star. Somebody always carries her bags and stuff. And then look at that outfit, huh?
I want to play chess on your chest.
Hey, man, it's a race to the finish line for the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. And how about my man Joe with Danny Boy? You know, Joe, he loves Lonnie Walker. Look at the Lonnie Walker impression right there at the end. And then that guy.
Flanny Friday again?
It's Flanny Friday.
Crazy's in the building. What is this?
What is going on?
That's against company policy, right?
I mean, we do have
Almost left me
security. How do you get fans in here wanting autographs?
I don't know.
Past security. And by the way, Dan, I noticed you parked where the electric car is supposed to park. I think that was illegal parking by you.
You know, if you're Bobby Bigwell, the rules don't apply to you, Rick.
Well, hopefully it's there when the show ends.
Wow, that was a nice touch. I like that. We welcome you into Spurs Live. Rick Renner, Matt Bonner, the Red Rocket, and Mr. Danalytics, Dan Wiess. LaMarcus Aldridge is going to miss his fourth straight game. He's out still with the sore shoulder. Jakob Poeltl is also out, probably going to be 2 to 4 weeks. And that is a big thing tonight because Derek White is going to be in the starting lineup for Drew Eubanks. So the Spurs are going to go even smaller against a team that is very large. It's going to be a challenge tonight against the Nets.
It is. I kind of like it, though. When you do switch, be ready to guard Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie out on the perimeter.
How smart is he to be able to talk on one subject and think about another one while he's actually talking? Pretty impressive stuff, and I know another guy that can do that as well. The living legend, Sean Elliott, who joins us now from Brooklyn, New York. And Sean, got to ask you, you've been in New York for 4 days with nothing to do. I know you've been behaving yourself, but what did you do to keep yourself out of trouble?
Well, there are things to do here in New York now. There are lots of places to eat. Let me tell you, lots of lunch and dinner spots. If you like food like I do, and that's well documented, then you're in absolute heaven here. So I haven't had a difficult time, I promise you that.
I heard you went and saw Cats 4 times.
It's the same thing when you go back and see it again. It's just like the kids show. Well, yeah. Sean, you have a lot
mistaken me for Timmy Duncan.
Oh, okay. That's right. Now, I know you have a lot of spies out there. We thought LaMarcus Aldridge would be back tonight. What's going on with his injury? What are you hearing? And how do the Spurs adjust without having their big man?
Well, apparently, I just heard that he wasn't going to be here and join us in Brooklyn. Apparently, somebody else was working out with him and injured him. So I don't know who that person could be, but I hear rumors and rumblings that it's our other television analyst. So maybe he can enlighten you a little bit more on how to hurt the star players.
That is completely fake news, first of all.
Whoa, okay.
You're out there hurting players now?
No,
trying to get into the playoff race.
That's what's going around the arena here, yeah.
The only way I hurt players is I hurt their egos when I light them up from the three-point line, Sean.
Yeah.
Once a shooter, always a shooter.
You're like the broadcasting version of the Big Banger. He's always hurting guys in practice.
Listen,
Rick.
Yes,
he is. Apparently
Rick,
so. You'd rather almost have LaMarcus playing a pickup game at the Y.
You should stick to playing chess on your warm-up court.
Okay, there you go. Well, Sean, DeJounte Murray, he has been so clutch. He seems to be playing really free right now for the Spurs.
Yeah, he really does. And he's just given us a glimpse of what type of player he's going to ultimately become, because I've been saying it since he first got here. He's just an incredibly well-rounded player. He does everything out there on the floor, and he's got moxie.
Well, we have the over-under at you saying Dinwiddie. about 5 to 6 times. So hopefully he doesn't have a good game. Thank you so much. We'll look forward to you and Bill Land coming up in just moments here on Fox Sports Southwest. When you think about Dinwiddie, it kind of reminds me of something my mom used to call me often, but it just kind of flows off your tongue a little bit, doesn't it? And it made me think.
Yeah.
What did your mom call you?
Like a dimwit or something like that.
okay.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, it kind of makes you think about some of the cooler names in the NBA. Of the current NBA players, is Dinwiddie in some of your top ones, Matt?
Yeah, it definitely makes my list of most interesting NBA names. And before the show, we were bored sitting back there in the cubicles, and we came up with this list. Bol. Of course, that's Manute Bol's son Bol. That's an interesting name.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that next one?
Bam Adebayo.
Adebayo. And I'm not even going to try that.
Timotei Luwawu Cabarro. That'll be
nice.
And he's going to play about 17, 18 minutes tonight, so good luck, Bill Land.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's better than Slobodian and Bobo Zivo-Yenovic, who you had to deal with on a hockey ice. Him and Vadim Sherifianov. You can't even say their names.
But you can, Rick.
And they
You
score
always
so
yell it.
fast. I just call him the sheriff. Hey, let's take a timeout. How the Spurs' depth and role players have been huge in the wake of some of the injuries. Spurs looking to take advantage of the Nets, who have lost 6 of their last 8.
Pretend I'm Bryn Forbes. This is Kevin Durant, Rick Durant. We'll call him Rick Durant. Double R, Rick Renner. Now, I can't just let Kevin Durant go across the lane. I don't do anything. Let him stop where he wants, catch the ball where he wants to catch it, and now he faces up. And I'm just playing, hold on, double R.
Day.
I'm just playing token defense. I might as well not even be there. This guy's 7 feet tall. He's going to turn around and just score the basketball.
I just slammed on Matt Bonner.
What you need to do is 2 parts, all right?
Your San Antonio Spurs go on a 37-9 run to take charge. Drew Eubanks, welcome to the block party. Up ahead to Lonnie Walker. What another great game for him. 8 of his 12 points in the first quarter. DeMar DeRozan, another masterful performance, tying Steve Nash on the all-time scoring list at 88 overall. And Rudy Gay, 12 points, 6 rebounds. Spurs led by as many as 30. They go on to win it by 23. We welcome you into Spurs Live, presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka. We got plenty of post-game reaction coming up. I'm Rick Renner. Plenty of celebration in this one. And without further ado, let's get some instant reaction from the guys who called it. Dan Wiess and Sean Elliott, who are standing by with one of the many stars in this one, Lonnie Walker IV. Take it away, guys.
Thanks a lot, Rick.
When the doc says he's okay, then he'll play.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Coach.
It's really easy to point to the Dallas game, Matt, and say that felt like a turning point of the season. But I'm going to take you back one other game. That second game against Denver, where the Spurs kept fighting and fighting against a really good opponent, and they were able to fight until the end and almost won that. And you really felt like the confidence and the momentum started there. And DeMar DeRozan and what he's been able to do in the last 3 games has been simply sensational. He gets all these points, but I look at the turnovers. The fact that he's averaging just 2 turnovers and he's getting all the points. He had 33 in the game-winning shot against the Mavs the other night. He only had 1 turnover tonight. It's not easy to do that with all the contact he takes, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. He's not just some catch-and-shoot guy.
We welcome you into the Spurs postgame show presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka. What an effort by the Spurs. This was a tight ball game. You think about this game had 15 ties in it. And really a chance for the Spurs to win at the end, which you really like, as these young Spurs got a big test with back-to-back games with the LA Lakers. Let's bring in my partner in crime. I'm Rick Renner, alongside Matt Bonner, who joins us from a snowdrift up there in New Hampshire in the North Pole. And this was really a fun game to watch. And I just can't help but think how different this game would have been with fans down the stretch. Now, the referees, they swallowed their whistles in the last moments of this one, as Sean Elliott pointed out. But it may have been a little different with some of those calls late if there were fans in there and Spurs fans going crazy, Matt.
I agree. I mean, can you imagine this game going up against the defending champs? You got LeBron James in the house. We got a tough whistle, I thought, down the stretch. Things could have been different with 20,000 Spurs fans breathing down the refs' necks.
Yeah, I think about that when they went ahead with the go-ahead bucket and DeMar DeRozan looked like a little contact there. The referee swallowing this whistle. Well, Anthony Davis, you talked about coming into this series, how big of a difficult matchup problem he is. He had 33 points and 11 rebounds in this one. We had no LaMarcus Aldridge for the second straight game. He was a problem.
Yeah, I thought in the first half you got too many plays like that where it's just a easy lob, high percentage shots, no block out there. He's just catching the ball where he wanted, getting to his spots, and then he's just too long and talented. You can't do anything once he gets it down there.
And it was a lot of fun in back-to-back games against the defending NBA champs. We saw the young Spurs put up career nights. DeJounte Murray was able to do that in Game 1 with the Lakers with 29 points. And tonight, Keldon Johnson getting it done. 26 points, 5 of 9 for 3. How about this? He really has picked up where he left off from that great effort in those 8 games in the bubble in Orlando, Matt.
Yeah, and really a great complete game. We talked about him playing that power forward spot. He's got to hit the glass. He had 10 rebounds. I mean, the three-point shooting to me is what stands out tonight.
There may be some new faces changing places, but it's the same old rivalry. Spurs and Mavs renew one of the greatest in-state rivalries on earth. If it's anything like the first meeting, overtime could be in the balance. That's a good shot in the arm right there. Rudy Gay will return tonight after missing 5 games with the sprained wrist. The leading candidate for Rookie of the Year may even be a rare rookie all-star. Luka is the future, but LaMarcus Aldridge is in his prime, and he comes home as we catch it down to tip-off next on Fox Sports Southwest. We welcome you in to Spurs Live, starring the one and only, the Red Rocket, Matt Bonner, and his sidekick on the end, Dan Wiess. Well, guys, Rudy Gay is back after missing 5 games. DeMar DeRozan came out and said, hey, we need Rudy Gay to be back after this tough stretch of losing 3 out of 4. Why?
Well, Rudy is part of their big 3, which we're going to talk about later. Gives them a huge offensive boost, can guard multiple positions. But the Spurs are a sum-of-the-parts type team. They need everybody. They rely on their depth, their rotations, their bench unit to come in to give them a boost. So if one guy's injured, it can throw a wrench in all of that. I don't remember how many games I played at the American Airlines Center, but every time that would come on the Jumbotron, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go get these guys.
Well, one guy that's been on the Jumbotron a lot is Luka Doncic. What a story he is. He might get into the All-Star game as a rare rookie. And to think this guy is probably the most experienced 19-year-old to ever come into the league. He was on Real Madrid, led him to the EuroLeague Championship, MVP on that team. He's been playing professional basketball since his early teens. He is special, man.
Yeah, his basketball IQ is otherworldly.
How about the San Antonio Spurs? First win on the rodeo road trip. It's a huge one on the second night of a back-to-back. LaMarcus Aldridge, 25 points. CP3 hitting the 3 there. He had 31. DeJounte Murray, a career-high 25. 114 to 106. The Spurs salvage the last game before the All-Star break on the rodeo road trip. What a victory tonight on Fox Sports Southwest. We welcome you into a victorious edition of Spurs Live. Rick Renner alongside Mr. Danalytics, Dan Wiess. Boy, do we need this one. What a great win for the San Antonio Spurs. A little wave of momentum going into the break. And another example of how the Spurs were able to get off to a hot start and finish it this time.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it speaks to the character of the Spurs after, and Bill and Sean talked about getting in at 3:30 in the morning last night. Second game of a back-to-back after maybe one of the toughest losses of the season. It's about knocking down shots, and the Spurs knocked down some big shots in the fourth quarter.
And how about the kid, DeJounte Murray, just growing up in front of our eyes right now. A career-high 25 points and 9 rebounds in this one with DeMar DeRozan out. This second game in a row. DJ ran the offense to perfection.
And he basically missed the entire first quarter because of foul trouble, Rick, because he picked up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes. So that makes this performance even more impressive. But DeJounte Murray's progress over the last week has really been something to behold.
And speaking of DJ, let's kick it out to Bill Land and Sean Elliott, who are standing by with one of the many stars of this one. Guys, take it away.
All right, thanks, Rico. DeJounte catching his breath, and deservedly so. I'll send it back to you guys.
Hey, so what are you guys going to do for the All-Star break? This is a lot of days off for you guys. Inquiring minds want to know.
I'm headed out of state for about a week.
Yeah, I'm headed south too. I'm headed to some sun.
Undisclosed location.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, you guys hop on that blimp.
Said. I agree.
Hop on that blimp that was blocking the pictures there. It was kind of an improvement, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have fun, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys after the extended All-Star break in the middle of the Rodeo Road Trip. Well, bench play was absolutely huge in this one. You talked about it off the top and how the Spurs were able to bounce back after the most debilitating loss, really, of the season, where they led by as many as 23 points against Denver and let that one go. They bounced back. They did it with great veteran leadership like Patty Mills and Derek White doing some big things.
Yeah, and I think when it comes down to it,
well, guys, I know that Matt pretty much lives on Twitter, and he's very aware of all the memes out there. And there's been a lot of fun with Bernie Sanders at the inauguration, who was dressed up like Matt with his mittens. And, you know, we found some interesting memes. This one goes back to 1969 when we put a man on the moon, and I didn't realize that Bernie was there. And then back in 1932, you know, the lunch atop of Manhattan, the world-famous photo there. Look at Bernie. And who can forget the magical moment when the Coyotes snagged the bat out of the thin air? Bernie loved every minute of that. And other great Spurs moments. The Memorial Day week miracle. How about this? And, you know, he was sitting right next to the Spurs game producer, Daniel Ashcraft, for that one, Sean. And you didn't even know he was there.
It was cold. It was cold in the arena that day. Yeah.
And who could forget Matt's farewell retirement video? Matt, I thought you said nobody was there. Bernie made the trip from Vermont to New Hampshire to take it all in. And then, of course, 15 years ago on this day, Kobe Bryant pouring in 81 points on Matt Bonner's Raptors team. Bernie was there, too. Matt, they should have put you on Kobe that day. I don't know why they didn't have you play defense that day.
You saw my tweet. I held Kwame to 3 points. I'm just saying.
Great stuff. Appreciate it. Sean, look forward to your call with Bill Land coming up in just moments at the bottom of the hour. Let's take a timeout. Dan Wiess will join in on the party. Imagine if Bernie Sanders got caught up in the wheel of Danalytics. Plus, a new look Spurs defense as we count you down to Mavericks and Spurs on Fox Sports Southwest.